What do I do? I am an author and a game designer, and I am behind Fate of the Norns Ragnarok RPG, along with Gulveig the card game, Vanagard the collaborative storytelling game, and many other products in our product line. If you're interested in any games that would be very thoroughly researched, so you actually learn while you play, then check out fateofthenorns.com. Fate of the Norns Ragnarok is a very interesting RPG because it uses runes instead of dice, the Elder Futhark set of runes. Now I know the younger Futhark was the one used during the Viking Age, but for the numerology, for us to be able to have enough of the variants, we went with the Elder Futhark. And that allows our RPG to be extremely unique, much more about the story rather than crunching the numbers and being just obsessed in the rules. The runes allow us, the players, to express their actions through different types of runic combinations, and also combat becomes extremely visceral because your rune bag is your life total. So there are no hit points where you're going to have to do drudgery and math. Instead, it's very simple. Anytime you take a wound, just remove a rune from your bag, and some of your powers will disappear until you get healed. And I think the other big project that I need to talk about is the Illuminated Edda. This project was about 2 years of translation work and another 1.5 years of rewriting a very stale, dry academic English from the translation into a prose that flows. And the goal here was to actually bring back a story that is actually very fun to read rather than something that feels academic and like homework. One of the things that I added in the Illuminated Edda was my own chapters in between a lot of the stories. And what I ended up doing is delineating the chapters with a different border on the pages. And this is to create a seamless world, because just like any mythology, you're going to end up having a lot of contradictions and omissions. But for someone who's trying to read this, or maybe apply this to some game world that they've created in an RPG space, it's much more interesting to have a very cohesive universe. I've taken the time to do the translation for the authentic stories, and so I think I'm in a very unique position to end up filling in the gaps in terms of why certain characters hate each other, or what happened to certain characters that put them in the predicament that we read about in the prose and poetic Edda. The other cultures that are covered in the book are Inuit, Baltic, Celtic, Welsh, and Finnish. And when we look at these, a lot of them have similarities when it comes to the creation myths or their apocalypse myths, but some of them have very unique takes. And so by putting these as well in my Illuminated Edda, it allows you to see the juxtaposition of the Viking beliefs along with those of the neighbors. If you're looking for the book, we'll have the links in the description below. If you want to know more, maybe you'll cross paths with us at some conventions. And if you have any questions, you can drop them into the comments section of the video below, or feel free to hit us up on social media. Until next time, skål!